Good morning, everyone, and what a fantastic morning it is. I wake up, I've got good coffee, the sun is peeking out from behind the clouds, and I've got Gigas buffs as well. Gigas buffs for breakfast, we should have that every day. Everybody wants this big red clown to be better. Let's find out if he actually is. So first of all, your Goliath 1. So that's all four versions of the Goliath 1. The normal short walk, the long walk, and then the Rage Drive versions of those moves have all gotten a damage buff of 5 points. So the short walk here has gone from 20 to 25, the long walk from 35 to 40, and then the Rage Drive versions have gone from 25 to 30 and 40 to 45 respectively. So the Rage Drive is a single hit 45 damage ball splat now, and you can just imagine people walking the opponent into the corner and doing massive wall combos using that in this season. I think Gigas is going to be great at the wall this season, so that's going to be a lot of fun. The next change I think is super cool. The 1-2, which is your 10 frame block punisher, you know, your jab string, has gotten a damage buff. It's gone up 4 points to 35, making it pretty much, I think, maybe discounting like 2D characters, the most powerful 10 frame move in the game, and I think that's great. It deserves to be this powerful. Gigas is the big Unga Bunga giant arm muscle character, and this is not only his 10 frame block punisher, but his 11, 12, 13, and 14 as well. And so if any move is going to be this powerful for 10 frames, I think this is the one to pick. And it's still wall splats as well, so you really can't do anything punishable near the wall with this or against this character now. And I think it's great. I love this change. I want this move to be like iconic and powerful for this character. And it is. Just be careful not to get it blocked because it's still minus 17, so you're going to get launched for having it blocked. But only use it when it's definitely going to hit for like a short whiff punisher or for a massive block punisher. So he's really good for block punishment now. You have this for anything up to 14, and then 15 and up, you've got your fantastic down 2 for a long-range, reliable mid launcher. So great character for punishment. Struggles a little bit for while standing still, I guess, but great change. Love this. Next, your standing 4, so your right wrench kick has gotten a small frame data buff. It's gone from +2 to +4. I kind of like this move. It's got good range. It's reasonably fast at 16, so maybe give it a little bit more space in the new season. Not a massive change as far as I can tell. Now we're going to start talking about counter hit moves. I want to give you a big tip. Don't get counter hit by Gigas in Season 4 because he's going to be doing insane damage with his counter hits. And we're going to look at a couple of new counter hit launchers later to really illustrate that. But let's start with the iconic forward 1+2. This is the amazing Bull Rush move. Still going to do 64, so a full combo worth of damage when you get the counter hit. And it still has that wall splatting property when you're near the wall as well. So really cool. So what they've done to change this move is it's gone down from -9 to -5 on block. So it's better on block, which is great. And they've also added a nice bit of pushback. So if I try and space myself a little bit here, you can see that it's honestly quite a bit of pushback. And for some characters at this range, they're actually going to be whiffing some of their pokes when they try to take their turn here. And when they do, you're going to be there with a launcher and it's going to be party time. So it's actually pretty cool. More utility for this move. I love it. It's another iconic Gigas move, you know. So love the fact that they made this a bit better. Next. Oh, this is where it gets really crazy. So we need to talk about down forward 4, 1+2. They already buffed this move recently, so let's recap on why this string is already good. So first of all, the first hit of down forward 4, 1+2 is a 14 frame mid, which is fast, and Gigas kind of struggles for fast mid, so that makes it important for him. If you counter hit with the first hit, the full string is natural for 44 damage, which is great. Another cool thing they gave this move is if they block the second hit, that's +1, giving you a small bit of advantage for having this blocked. So fantastic staple for him. Now it's not like you can just throw it whenever and always get advantage, because if they block the first hit, a good opponent can actually interrupt the second hit here. So you have to be careful about people who are sharp and are using fast moves. But for the most part, they're going to be very scared trying to interrupt this string, especially in the new season, because they've turned the second hit into a counter hit launcher, and it does 36 damage on the first hit, so it's massive. Really scared to try and contend with this string now. Massive power. Another thing they've done is they've actually given you Golem transition, so you can do down forward 4, 1+2, and then press 3+4, and that's going to allow you to go into Golem, which is cool. Golem is another like situational stance with Gigas that they've tried to make better over the years, and they've given it a couple of new moves we're going to talk about later. But it's cool because you can actually use your Golem as a combo utility stance when you launch with this. For example, you can do stuff like this and actually use your Golem 1 for a high damage filler move. There's a timing element to it that you have to practice a little bit, but as you can tell, like easy 100+ damage. It's insanely powerful, and you can do longer combos than that if you have a bit more space. So super cool. This string is going to be amazing this season. Use it a lot. Oh, one final thing, and really the coolest thing about this change, in my opinion, I love to use this string for my wall combo with Gigas, and the fact that you have that Golem transition now means that you can do this, do your wall combo, and then transition into Golem, and then use Golem for your Oki at the wall. For example, setting up an overkill. You have like massive wall bounce mids from this stance. You have this, you know, high-powered launcher, and you have a new low that we're going to talk about later. So I love it for the wall utility as well. Like I said, I think he's going to be scarier than ever when he's using the wall in Season 4. Okay, next, sad news. You've caught a 3-point damage nerf to Excavator. So that final hit right there used to do 16. It's going to do 13. And if you hit in the open, it's gone down from 20 to 17. So it's a 3-point damage nerf, which is sad. This is still going to be a go-to high damage ender for a lot of his combos. It's not a huge nerf. It's one of those that you're fine with catching, I think. Next, down 1+2. Decrease the range of the attack sideways and increase the range the lower range. So this thing is going to be more linear, but it's going to hit lower. It's not a huge move for Gigas, you know, it's a powerful like wall bounce move for him. I don't know how great it is, I don't see it used a whole lot, but apparently that's going to hit a bit lower and be a bit more linear. Next, let's talk about down back 2. This is so cool. So we mentioned counter hit moves, right? This low was already fantastic. It's gotten a damage buff from 20 to 23 points, which is great. And it means that when you get the counter hit here, you can run up and do this stomp for 43, right? And a lot of players also like to do like a deep dash into down back 1+2. But what you can do right now, if you don't want to do a dash in, is you can actually just double up on 2 of these, and that's going to give you 45. Doesn't require a dash or anything, so it's strictly better than the stomp now, which is really cool. But this low, yeah, is fantastic. I love the fact that they've made it even stronger. So yeah, another buff to like an iconic, powerful Gigas move. That's your best low, in my opinion. Next, down back 1+2. Reduce the strength of the pushback, making it easier to land. So that's one of those typical Namco patch note wordings that is kind of difficult to understand, but apparently this is going to be easier to land with reduced pushback in this season. So that's cool, I guess. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about your new move. So this is Golem 4-1. So they've given you a low from Golem, finally, and we were kind of hoping that you would get something that you can really mix with from this stance, because it wasn't really working for a mix-up stance, right? Unfortunately, that's not exactly what this is. I don't think this is it, because, okay, so the low itself, kind of slowish at 20, not going to be seen, but the second hit right here is duckable and launch punishable, and if they block the first hit here, so let's have King block it. You can tell that it's -16, so launch punishable. So you get launched if they block the low, you get launched if they duck the extension, and it really looks like this would have, you know, counter hit properties. It doesn't really. What it does do for you on counter hit is that the full string, so Golem 4-1, becomes natural. I don't think that is huge. So you do have a low now. You do have the ability to mix with this low from Golem, which is good, but I would have preferred something like this from Stance, you know, a little bit more power, maybe some more counter hit properties. So I don't think it's fantastic. You can use it for a spin move though if you want to. So for example, you can do like launch. What should we use for an example? Maybe we'll get to it when we talk about this move and I'll show you a combo. But yeah, it is a spin move and you can use it for combos if you want to. Okay, next. Oh yeah, the next move is this move. So this move was, again, already fantastic. Iconic Gigas headbutt move. It's plus on block at +4, which is fantastic. So what they've done now, again, it's kind of crazy. They've turned this into a counter hit launcher as well. 36 damage. Massive, massive power. And this also has the same Golem transition as the down forward 4 version of this headbutt. So amazing power. This thing right now is just great. I mean, use it a lot. Use it so often. It's got a little bit of a, you know, tricky animation where it's going to hit from far out, give you advantage on block, give you advantage on hit, kind of equivalent to what Brian really likes to do with his back one, you know, set up all kinds of stuff, and now you're going to get that Brian-esque massive counter hit launch as well. This is a great move in this season. So I mentioned that you can use the Golem stance for like combo utility here. So for example, you can do stuff like this and get long combos, which is cool. I don't know exactly how useful the new Golem move is going to be for spinning. Probably not very, but it's there. I think for the most part, you can do this into just your standard combo that you were already doing in Season 3, which is still very powerful like that. And if you do the Golem transition and you see that you got the counter hit, then you press the 1 and then you can use that for a filler hit and still get a powerful combo. So you're going to have to confirm the counter hit and then act accordingly after. Another thing that you can do actually is just throw. And that's 78 damage. And even if you do the Golem transition, because you have overkill with Golem 1+2, you can do that as well. You have to wait a little bit, but it's 78 damage just on that 2-hit little thing. So yeah, crazy counter hit stuff. Really fun. It's going to be a lot of fun using this character in the season. Next, upward 3, increase the lower range of the attack. This is already a great move, and another counter hit launcher for the character. So his counter hit moves just keep getting better, and some more range on this is going to be fantastic. Next, there's a bug fix for 442. This is your best move in your entire move list, in my opinion. Completely safe. Really reliable wall splatting mid that you need with this character to close the gap. And then you've gotten this on the floor face down 2. They've apparently increased the strength of the pushback, making this move easier to land. So I think that might have to do with this guaranteed sequence that you have when you get you know, your charge up moves. When you hit with them and you do Goliath, that 1+2 into the grounded 2 is a guaranteed sequence. I think because that sometimes had inconsistency, maybe this is a change to allow that to hit more naturally. And then the final change that they've listed is that all of your throws, they've written, increase the distance, which allows the move to shift to a throw. I think that means that they've given you a bit more throw range. I can't really tell, so I'm not sure if I'm misunderstanding it, but that's what it says anyway. And it's listed for all of your standard throws, including overkill. So that's pretty cool, I guess. So overall, I think that we have some really interesting changes for Gigas here. I love the buffs to this move and this move specifically. And your counter hit game, this counter hit move, this counter hit move, sorry, this one. And these headbutts, it's going to be fantastic this season. So a lot of fun. And again, your 10-frame block punisher is now like one of the best, if not the best in the game, and it really should be. So play around a lot with that. Use it for whiff punishment as well as block punishment, and I think you're going to do quite well. It's not like Gigas is going to rocket up the tier list and become fantastic because of this, kind of like Miguel, but there's enough in here to really help him a little bit. So I think he's at least going to be quite a bit more solid in Season 4. Thank you so much for watching this, and I hope you look forward to the next character in line.